£1 billion company. The profit, the net worth, billions. The people invested.
AfriSoul presents Nickel Millionaire 2.0, where your dreams of becoming a millionaire can come true, not once, but twice. In the first 2 months, one lucky AfriSoul subscriber will win the cool $1 million. Another lucky winner will take home another $1 million just 2 months after that. But wait, there's more. We've got loads of cash prizes to be won every week. Simply buy a minimum of $10 in credit or data. So the more you buy, the better your chances of hitting the jackpot. Nickel Millionaire 2.0. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. live on GRTS. AfriSoul, creating millionaires, changing lives.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. For pedestrians, safety begins at the crossing. Use designated pedestrian crossings marked with patterned reflective signs known as cat eyes to ensure visibility and safety. Communities living along the highway must adapt to new safety measures.
Hello and welcome to the Saturday Newsroom. We broadcasting from studios in Kanife, Baka Women Gardeners Productivity, and Honorable Alhaji Mbow, elected as chair of the Africa Internet Governance Forum Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group. On international news, and hunger spreads in Khan Yunis as Israel keeps up blockade on Gaza. And Mark Carney wins race to replace Justin Trudeau as Canada's MP Liberal Party leader. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. Many thanks for joining us. Let's now take a look at the news in detail. Now, the Gambia Armed Forces and ECOMIC celebrated the sterling contribution of women to society as the Gambia joined in the commemoration of International Women's Day. The ECOMIC and the Gambia Armed Forces celebrated the commemorative day with pageantry and ceremony. The event highlighted the pivotal role of women in fostering peace and safeguarding lives. Lamin Ba reports.
The commemorative event began with a military parade featuring contingents from the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services, Gambia Immigration Department, Gambia Navy, Gambia Police Force, Prison Services, and ECOMIC Forces. This act of unity symbolized respect and appreciation for women worldwide. Honorable Habibatu Drame, Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, inspected the troops and delivered an empowering opening address on behalf of the First Lady. She emphasized the importance of educating women and girls, urging society to amplify efforts towards women's empowerment. Her remarks set a tune of celebration and reflection.
Essential that we not only sustain the progress we have to thus far, but also expand our efforts to empower women further. We must invest to ensure more women and girls have access to not just quality education, but they have access to skills training, to finances to support their needs. To those courageous women who dare to dream and participate in key positions within government and the private sector, I commend you, I salute you, and I celebrate you. You are.
The highlights included the Ghanaian contingent's precise rifle displays, riot control tactics by the Gambia Police Force, and a spirited push-up competition among defense personnel.
In the agriculture sector, we have also seen significant contribution from our women. They are the backbone of our food production, cultivating crops and raising livestock, ensuring food security for their families and the communities around them. Their hard work sustain families and contribute to the economy, highlighting in the vital role that our women play in nurturing not just the land, but the heart of our society.
The Immigration Department demonstrated procedures for managing individuals at entry points, putting the spotlight on their role as first responders. The prison service made a demonstration of the convict admission process, which includes thorough checks and medical evaluation. The Fire and Rescue Services highlighted their swift reaction capabilities.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our President, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, the First Lady Her Excellency Madam Fatou Barrow, the Lord Mayor of Banjul, Honorable Rahim Malik Law, the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Madam Fatou Kinsey, for their tremendous support for women and girls in our country.
The Nigerian contingent impressed with martial arts performance, while the Navy unveiled an internationally certified diver ready to compete in global diving contests up to 40 meters deep. The vibrant celebration underscored the contributions of women and the unwavering commitment of security forces to maintaining peace. The event not only commemorated International Women's Day, but also served as a platform to inspire and celebrate resilience. Mahmoud Lamin Ba, Star TV News.
Now, the Kanifing Municipal Council KMC on Saturday observed the International Women's Day. The commemorations took the form of a special fast breaking at the Youth Monument. Hadijaju reports.
As part of activities marking the International Women's Day, KMC hosted special annual iftar to show solidarity with the less privileged, particularly women. The evening was spearheaded by Women's Councillor Matikani. The mayor of KMC, Talib Bensouda, emphasized the critical role women play in society, stating that women are the pillars of society.
People know that every year we do a iftar here at the Youth Monument on behalf of the people of KM to show our solidarity with the less needy, with the more needy, and to help show that in Ramadan people must support the poor, etc. So we have that practice here in the Youth Monument year upon year. But this time, because it was International Women's Day during Ramadan, we thought it was a good idea to bring the two together. Because women are a pillar in our society, they are a pillar in Islam, and of course, I always say they're the most important gender amongst the two, because they take care of our communities, they're the backbone of the family. So we said it would be a great idea under the leadership of the Women's Councillor Matikani to amalgamate the two.
Bensouda noted that the decision to coincide the annual iftar with the International Women's Day was a deliberate move to honor women's contributions and to foster a sense of community. He added that this is not about politics, but about Islam and togetherness.
Because we didn't expect this number in Ramadan. Usually we know most of the women are at home and ensuring that iftar is taken care of at their home level. So I had my doubts whether we would have a big crowd. I knew few women would show up, but definitely we are quite impressed with the crowd. It just shows that this is not about politics, it's about the region. It's about Islam. It's about togetherness. We see women from different political parties, from different tribes. It's quite encouraging.
The mayor also seized the opportunity to advocate for women's education, rights and empowerment, encouraging them to take on more leadership roles.
For me, I always advocate for women's education, women's rights, women's empowerment. We know in Gambia many women have traditional roles, that is taking care of the family, but I would like to encourage that they do more. Women are quite capable. We see them now in various roles in leadership, not just around the world, but even in Gambia, in technology, etc. So an educated woman means a powerful community, means a powerful household. So my message to them is to educate themselves, and if they are older, to educate their daughters. Yeah.
The event served not only as a celebration of women, but also as a call to action for continued advocacy and support for gender equality within the Kanifing municipality and beyond. For Star TV News, I am Hadijajo.
The Ghanaian contingent serving under the Economic Community of West African States Mission in the Gambia, ECOMIC, on Thursday commemorated Ghana Day at Bar Village in the North Bank region. The event, marking Ghana's 68th year of nationhood, also served as an opportunity to recognize the contingent's contributions to safeguarding the peace in the Gambia. It also marked the end of their tenure in Banjul. The story by our Defense and Security reporter Model Baji is narrated by Segay.
The day-long ceremony drew a diverse crowd including Gambian communities from across the Gambia, Minister of Defense, regional security heads and members of the public. The event featured a striking military parade, showcasing the Ghanaian troops' precision and discipline in their military drills. Spectators were treated to captivating Ghanaian cultural dances performed by Niput Ghana Town, offering a glimpse into the rich heritage and tradition of the ancient Ghanaian people. Speaking at the occasion, the representative of the Ghanaian ambassador, Cecilia Opong, said as Ghana marks 68 years of nationhood, it is a call for Ghanaians to reinforce their efforts towards achieving their developmental goals.
Ghana marks 68 years of independence from colonial rule under the theme Reflect, Review, Reset. It is a call to ponder our collective efforts towards achieving our developmental goals and to take the needed step to enhance the well-being of Ghanaians and the West Africans as a whole. On this occasion, let us remember that the work of peace building is enduring. The challenges we face and are daunting, but with unity, determination, and shared vision, we can overcome them. Let us continue to stand together as a sub-region, guided by the principles of solidarity, cooperation, and mutual respect.
The contingent commander of the Ghanaian troops, Lieutenant Colonel Abdurrahman Deri, extended gratitude to the ECOWAS mission and the Gambia Defense and Security Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Deri described their tour of duty as fruitful.
It has taken a collective effort from the personnel, with each having to do a yeoman's job for the collective achievement of our mission. Preceding our deployment with ECOMIC, the company underwent rigorous pre-deployment training, which was designed to equip staff officers and troops with the needed tools to not only prepare them physically for the rigors of the mission, but further build their mental fortitude for the task ahead. I must say that the training has proven undoubtedly useful, as evidenced by the company's conduct since its insertion into our area of operation.
The ECOWAS head of mission in the Gambia, Metaya Lily French, used the occasion to applaud what she described as exemplary efforts of the Ghanaian troops.
Responsible for the North Bank region and adjoining townships, GANCOI 8 has seamlessly operated with various units under the Gambian Defense and Security Forces over the past 10 months to support in the achievement of ECOMIC's mandate. They have conducted several operations all across the area of responsibility to support the efforts of local authorities in achieving peace and security in the Gambia. While the unit's primary efforts have been predominantly operations-oriented, the changing phase of the mission has necessitated a shift in focus towards more community-oriented initiatives. In this regard, the contingent undertook several civil-military cooperation initiatives, both collaboratively and individually, to improve the well-being of the locals within their areas of operation.
The Ghanaian troops were presented with medals marking the end of their tenure.
The Gambia's Minister for Defense, retired General Seri Modinjai, also recognized the critical role of the Ghanaian in upholding the democratic principles and fostering an environment where peace and unity strives. Retired General Seri Modinjai extended gratitude to the government of the Republic of Ghana.
On behalf of the government and people of the Republic of the Gambia, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to the government of Ghana, the Ghana Armed Forces, and most importantly to you, the gallant men and women of the Ghanaian contingent. Your service is a shining example of the strong bond of friendship and cooperation that exists between our nations. As you receive these well-deserved medals, I urge you to wear them with pride, knowing that your contribution have left an indelible mark on the history of the Gambia.
The Ghanaian Contingent 8 has been actively engaged in civil-military cooperation activities during their deployment. This initiative included blood donations to local health facilities, donation of learning materials to schools, and providing escort services for the Gambian president during his annual tours to rural areas. The celebration underscored the strong bilateral relations between Ghana and the Gambia and highlighted the successful contribution of the Ghanaian troops to the economic mission in promoting stability and security in the region. For Star TV News, I am Sergei.
Ubuntu, unity, Ubuntu, together as one.
Now, women horticultural gardeners in the coastal community of Bakau are grappling with significant challenges, including water shortages and animal encroachment, which threaten their livelihoods. They report that inadequate access to water and insufficient fencing have become major obstacles in their efforts to generate income and provide for their families through gardening. Hadijaju reports.
The Bakau women vegetable growers said their challenges have persisted for many years, militating against their efforts to generate decent income from their toil. The challenges that the women said need urgent attention from the relevant authorities include storage facility, a market for their produce, boreholes and fencing. The PRO of Bakau Women's Garden, Da Sise, who has been working as a gardener for 3 decades, said they grow cabbage, onions, garden egg, among others. Da, who began gardening when she was much younger to support her family, appealed to the government to help them with a storage facility to minimize post-harvest losses.
Part of our challenges we are facing here is the lack of a storage facility for our vegetables to ensure they are stored for a long time. I am calling on the government to come to our aid.
Da Sise acknowledged that the Ministry of Agriculture normally helps them with manure, but their interventions are not enough for all the 525 women gardeners. Another gardener, Jami Drame, she depends on gardening to support her family.
This is where I earn income to feed my family and pay my children's school bills. So if gardening is not going on as expected, it will not be good for me.
Drame opined that the Department of Agriculture should look into the water issue at the Bakau Garden because the people of the coastal community do not have space for farming. Other women gardeners along the Mile 7 road spend significant time guarding their unfenced gardens, which are vulnerable to stray animals. Fatou Saidi, another gardener, said stray animals had been causing chaos due to a lack of proper garden fences.
I urge the relevant authorities to help us. We face a lot of challenges here. If you look at the situation in the garden, there is no proper fencing that can protect our crops from the animals. This is another concern for us.
Maria Majajo echoed similar challenges, calling on the government to address their constraints. As they continue to engage in horticultural activities, These women renew their appeal to the relevant authorities to assist them in harnessing production potentials for more yields. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Hadijaju.
A prominent member of the Gambia's National Assembly and head of its delegation to the Pan-African Parliament, Honorable Alhaji Mbow of Upper Salum, has been elected as the chair of the Africa Internet Governance Forum Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group, marking a significant step in the continent's internet governance landscape. Ministry Board. The Africa Internet Governance Forum Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group has recently appointed a new leadership team to spearhead its mission of enhancing internet governance across Africa. This election follows a comprehensive selection process conducted by the African Internet Governance Forum Secretariat, which garnered 146 nominations from 39 African countries, showcasing a diverse range of stakeholders. The nomination committee meticulously reviewed the applications to ensure a balanced and inclusive representation, ultimately selecting 10 members to serve on the multi-stakeholder advisory group in accordance with the forum's charter. Honorable Alhaji Mbow has been elected as chair, with Winnie Kamau, a respected data journalist and president of the Association of Freelance Journalists in Kenya, appointed as vice chair. The newly formed multi-stakeholder advisory group includes representatives from various sectors, institutions and regions across the continent. In his first remarks after the election, Honorable Mbow expressed his gratitude, stating, "It is an honor and privilege to be nominated among other competent personalities to serve the people of Africa as the chairperson of the Africa Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group on Internet Governance." The Africa Internet Governance Forum Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group is a collaborative body that unites representatives from government, civil society, academia, technical communities, the private sector, and regional institutions such as the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa and the African Union Commission. Its primary mandate is to foster digital cooperation, promote inclusive policy dialogue, and tackle critical challenges and opportunities in internet governance across the continent. With its new leadership, the multi-stakeholder advisory group is supposed to significantly influence Africa's digital transformation agenda, advocating for open, inclusive, and secure internet governance frameworks that will benefit all stakeholders involved. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News. Now from the story, we'll take a short commercial break, and when we return, the news continues. Stay tuned.
No, bul worry, Ablay. Man, Afri money la neka. Yo tamit. Afri money. Wow di. Mane so jinde Afri money dañ la may 150% bonus. Te lu ci gëna neex moy bo jinde $50 di nga am $75 bonus credit. Ni nga def rek moy da nga dial star 777 hash nga register sa bopa mu laaj la sa tour nga def sa tour ak sa santa mu ibil la account bi
jëndal $20 credit ak sa AfriMoney Buzz Voice ñu may la extra $30 AfriCell bonus credit dial star 777 hash nga tànn ñaar ak yomba dawal dem seeti AfriMoney agent bi la gën a jege wala AfriCell customer care nga deposit xaalis ci sa wallet bi nga tàmbalay bànneexu ci 150% bonus boo jëndee credit ci sa AfriMoney ak sa Buzz Voice sa bonus di gën a yokk
démb ngeen bëgg lan ngeen bëgg ku leen di yëngal ku leen di yëngal
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. For pedestrians, safety begins at the crossing. Use designated pedestrian crossings marked with patterned reflective signs known as cat eyes to ensure visibility and safety. Communities living along the highway must adapt to new safety measures.
Welcome back after the short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is the Star TV Newsroom, and we're broadcasting from studios here in Kanifing. I am Maria Madem, and thanks for joining us. Let's now take a look at some international news. And thousands of Palestinians have queued for hours at bakeries across Gaza due to lack of food. Many say they are facing starvation after Israel cut off all deliveries into the Strip last week. Azira's Askel reports.
Long lines formed before dawn outside this bakery in Khan Yunis. Palestinians are queuing, hoping to secure just a single piece of bread to last the day. As Gaza enters the second week of Israel's complete blockade of goods, frustration mounts with each passing hour. 75-year-old Abu Isam Abu Sakhlul can barely contain his anger.
We can only get one bag of bread. The borders are closed and everywhere is closed. What shall we do? For every person, only half a loaf of bread, half a pita bread. I leave home at 6 a.m. and I return at 1 p.m. for just one loaf of bread.
Israel stopped all aid from entering Gaza after the first phase of January's ceasefire deal expired. It's demanding Hamas release all remaining hostages before negotiating further. But for everyone in Gaza, this means a return to hunger.
There's a siege on all of Gaza's people, from all the borders. As you can see, we're waiting for our turn to get a bag of bread. All of these people waiting for a bag of bread. This is our situation. The people of Gaza need aid. There's a siege on all of the people of Gaza, and we are all alike now, the wealthy and the poor.
Tensions flare as supplies wane. The World Food Programme warns it has no major stockpiles left in Gaza. And with Israel cutting off electricity supply to the Strip, even basic cooking has become impossible for many.
We used to have electricity to cook with. Now there's no electricity, and there's no firewood to bake in an oven. As for the children, how am I supposed to feed them? I have a baby, and I can't get diapers for him. This is not a life, to be honest.
UN agencies continue limited flour distribution, but recipients say it barely makes a difference.
Open the borders and help us with everything. Our situation is extremely bad. We're living in tents and our homes are damaged. I call on all the Islamic world to help the people of Palestine.
After 16 months of war, this is daily life in Gaza, where securing half a loaf of bread takes hours, and there's no guarantee of a meal for tomorrow. Axel Zaimovic, Al Jazeera.
Now is the end of an era in Canada. After nearly a decade under the leadership of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, the country has a new Prime Minister designate. Former banker and economist Mark Carney saw of three other candidates vying to become leader of the Liberal Party in a campaign that saw Donald Trump's tariff war dominate the debate. Carney is expected to call an early election and he will face a stiff challenge from the opposition, Conservatives, who have been leading the polls. Al Jazeera's Sibab Rotansi reports from the Canadian capital, Ottawa.
Next Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney.
It wasn't even close. Mark Carney had long been the favourite to replace Justin Trudeau as leader of Canada's ruling Liberal Party, and he won 85% of the vote. His closest rival, former Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, managed just 8%. Carney's experience as a former governor of both the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England is viewed as an asset by his party as Canada contemplates a prolonged trade war with the United States.
Canada never, ever will be part of America in any way, shape, or form. In trade, as in hockey, Canada will win.
Carney says he supports the $20 million in retaliatory tariffs Canada has already imposed on the US, but he's yet to be specific about further action as his country awaits Donald Trump's next move. 25% tariffs imposed last week on Canadian goods by Washington were subsequently partially put on hold for a month. Donald Trump, though, is warning that steel and aluminium tariffs are on track for the coming days, along with possible tariffs targeting Canada's dairy and lumber sectors. And Trump's reciprocal tariffs on all countries are due at the beginning of April.
Bonsoir tout le monde, hello my friends.
Outgoing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau vowed Canada would not back down.
We're a country that will be diplomatic when we can, but fight when we must, elbows up.
Trudeau is expected officially to stand down as Canada's leader within days, and once he's sworn in as Prime Minister, Carney is reportedly considering a swift general election, possibly in late April or early May.
The opposition Conservative Party had been on track to win a landslide victory in the forthcoming general election amid fatigue at 9 years of Liberal Party rule. But now voters are more focused on a future trade war than the Liberals' past record of governance. Shia Bratansi, Al Jazeera, Ottawa.
Now the story from Canada brings us to the end of this news bulletin. But before we go, a quick reminder of event headlines. Gambia Security Forces and ECOMIC celebrate women's positive contributions on International Women's Day. The Carnifing Municipal Council also commemorates International Women's Day. And the Ghanaian troops in the Gambia observe Ghana Day. Water stress and animal intrusion among factors hindering Baka women gardeners' productivity. And Honorable Alhaji Mbow, elected as chair of the Africa Internet Governance Forum Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group on International News. And hunger spreads in Khan Yunis as Israel keeps up blockade on Gaza. And Mark Carney wins race to replace Justin Trudeau as Canada's MP Liberal Party leader. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. You join us tomorrow for another bulletin. But in the meantime, do enjoy the programs, and it's a bye from the news team. Thanks for watching.
Ramadan is not like any other month in the year. This month is an opportunity liman to who? Li ahli tijara. Those who want to trade, like with who? With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is your time to invest everything, your time, your energy, your mind, your heart, your everything. You want this month only to be about ibadah. Daytime, you're fasting and you're reading Quran and you're engaged in the dhikr, and at night time, qiyamul layl, taraweeh, busy yourself with that. Dunya, close it, lock it.